one of the things that really hooked me was getting a start on Avalon Boulevard in Wilmington in 76, I think is probably when I started my practice there. So that's a 7 block stretch of Avalon Boulevard between B Street and Anaheim, which is right down in the harbor in Wilmington. And it was populated mostly by union halls, lawyers' offices, bars, sailors' hotels, and brothels. That was most of what was in that stretch of Avalon Boulevard, and it was really, the kind of the Wild West. It was called Capper's Corners because there were so many lawyers and so many sailors and longshoremen and shipyard workers and all of that sort of thing. It was a fantastic spot. Great lawyers, some of the really outstanding lawyers in California, and were there because there were, was a lot of work to be had. The trick for a lawyer was getting any of the business, because the good cases, of course, went to the big shots. I got my first job there working in Conrad Lopes' office, and Conrad offered me an office and a secretary in exchange for working on some of his cases, but no money. And so I had to, get my own business to make money. So I started doing small cases, did lots of other things besides maritime injury cases. But eventually a sailor came into my office one day and told me about a case, and apparently he'd been rejected by some of the big shots, but I was eager, and so I took the case on. Well, the case turned out, we resolved it pretty well. And this fella turned out to be a good friend of a fellow by the name of Bill Ahia, who was the port agent for the Sailors Union at the time. And Bill was grateful that I had been able to help out his friend and started to refer me a case from time to time. Not the great cases, those still went to the big shots, but he'd throw me a bone once in a while, and it gave me a chance to start representing sailors and getting to know the people on the ships, and get to know about the jobs they did, and so that was really kind of my into that business. And one thing leads to another. You get to know some people, and they refer cases, and eventually a lot of the unions were referring cases, and of course a lot of the representatives. And so that's just how the business grew.